So earlier, we mentioned how you were instrumental in moving ShipHero away from a 4PL towards a 3PL model. Can you take us behind the scenes of that decision? What were the early red flags that made it clear that the model wasn't working?
It's a good question. And so it starts out, because you try to think back, like, what were we thinking? Like, what were we doing at that time? And ShipHero is very innovative. We're always trying to create the next thing. And when we thought about the 4PL model, it's very seductive in the sense of, you're like, we're a tech company. We can just be that tech layer. We don't need to own warehouses. We don't need to hire the employees. We're just going to we'll interface with the customers, and these other people will do the work. Right. That's basically what a 4PL is. I'm being a little facetious, but it's like, finance people love this, right? It's asset light. It's like, we're just going to make all this money by aggregating all this volume. Like, it sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
And for many people, especially like with international needs, when it comes to like having a place in Australia, a 3PL in Australia, like, or in Europe again, and in the US, it makes sense to have a 4PL. Okay. But for the up and coming brand, it's very difficult. So coming back to ShipHero, we're like, this 4PL will be great because we'll just be the tech layer. And I still send my initial my 3PL partners, Randall and Tyler in Salt Lake City, Alana in Columbus, Ohio, and Andrew in Dallas. They were our 3PL partners, and they were amazing to work with. They were the actual ones doing the fulfillment. But the things that we sent into them, we didn't know what we were doing at that point too. We were like, it doesn't matter how big your brand is, send us your things and we will help you fulfill. We didn't have any guardrails. And at that point, what we realized was, if we want to go after an ICP of brands that ship under 10,000 orders a month, they need to have special handholding on the way through. You have to onboard them correctly. They just can't send in things without barcodes. So a big part of the 4PL to 3PL strategy was the following. One, we really needed to understand what the warehouse needed. Like, you just can't throw them customers, because that was the idea of like, we're going to bring you more volume. We're going to bring you more volume. And they were excited about that. But when that volume is just inventory that is not clean, it's mixed, all different SKUs mixed in boxes, not barcoded, and you have some unsophisticated sellers, it can get really messy really quick.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So at that point we said, you know what, we need to get back into the warehouse to make our WMS better. We also need to get back into the warehouse because if we want to service these customers, we have to be able to deal with the exceptions.
Right.
Period. Like, it's just, one of the other pieces about the 4PL that we saw was that there's so many layers. When something goes wrong, it's like a game of telephone. I don't know if you guys ever played telephone, but like by the third person, the fourth person, the message is so diluted. You're like, well, what was the problem? What are we fixing? So I think that was a few of the things that came to mind. We thought this was a very exciting opportunity to run a 4PL.
It sounded nice, yeah.
It sounded nice, but then we actually we needed to do the 3PL first.
So what was the biggest operational breakdown in your opinion? Was it the communication, or was it inventory, fulfillment? What was it exactly?
So inventory hitting the dock,
right,
and trying to, if it didn't follow perfect routing guides, fixing those exceptions was very, very difficult.
Right.
To communicate that, because you have a ticket with 4 different people going back and forth talking about this, and you're like, the easiest thing is for the brand to talk to the person at the dock receiving this, to walk them through what might have happened. So that was the biggest part that we found. Exception management in general, anytime something went wrong, and then the communication to try to fix that.
Right.
It was just very difficult.